Thank you for joining us. We have Susie, Christy and Mia from Downer Group. I'll leave it with you for the next 20 minutes.
Thanks, Jeremy. Really appreciate it.
Okay, so to quickly introduce ourselves, I'll just go around the room. So with me today, I've got Susie Cooper. Susie is part of our recruitment team. So she looks after all of the recruitment processes. Then you have myself, Christy McInnes. I look after the framework for the grad program and the development initiatives. And then we've also got Mia White, who is one of our current grads on the program. So she's here to, I guess, talk you through her experiences. Now, bear with me. I'm going to attempt to share my screen, and I hope that...
So technology, we're obviously not very familiar with Zoom. We use Teams in our business. So everyone, just introduction, I'm Susie Cooper. I am the corporate recruiter for Downer Group. Been with Downer for a very long time, nearly 10 years, and worked in a number of different portfolios in our business. So Downer, historically, we're about 150 years old. In the background, or what we were historically known as, is a mining / engineering construction company. Now that has really changed over the last few years. We've now divested our mining business, and we're now more focused on being a urban services or an integrated services organisation that made up of 5 divisions. So our 5 divisions are, we do a number of anything that's probably related to urban, as I mentioned. So road services. So our roads division, they look after all of our resurfacing of roads. They do all the maintenance, very big part of Downer, and also in our Downer New Zealand business. We also have our infrastructure projects division, and they mainly look after all of our transport infrastructure and power and transmission infrastructure. Now, part of that, when I say roads and rail, anything that's roads and rail infrastructure. So that could be station upgrades, could be rail track upgrades, could be superstructures like bridges. They also have the roads upgrades, so that could be any highways or new roads or development that goes in there. And we also have power and transmission, and they're sort of connected because we also have rail systems as part of our infrastructure part of that transport infrastructure. So we also have our rolling stock business, so that's now called Rail Transit Systems. They mainly maintain all of the assets, so trains, light trams. We also have a joint venture called Keolis Downer, and we maintain all of the buses. We also have utilities. So utilities is anything utilities based. So that could be telecommunications, it could be water, wastewater treatments. We also have our solar, we have renewable energy as part of utilities. And we also have telecommunications, electricity. That's probably how I would describe our utilities business. Then the other one is our Facilities Asset Services division. So a couple of years ago, we took over a business called Spotless. That was back in 2018. As of 2020, we now own Spotless 100%, and they have now integrated into our Australian operations. So that is now sitting as a separate division as part of Asset Services. So what they mainly do is they look after all PPP type businesses. So that could be your hospitals, they mean, universities, schools, could be defence. We also have Downer Defence as well. And then the asset services side mainly do shutdown works, and, they look after anything that's like with fixed plants where they have to maintain those assets. So we design, we build, we maintain, we pretty much do everything. We're very, very diverse. The organisation's around 44,000 people in our business, so really large, and that's mainly Australian. So we're in the top ASX for Australian in our companies, and we also have Downer New Zealand, and they form completely separate to the Australian operations. So that's pretty much an overview of Downer and what we do. Now, I thought I'll pass you back over to Christy, and hopefully she'll be able to get the video working for us. But then we also have Mia here, who can probably give us, if you have questions, especially about being a grad within Downer, she'll be able to assist there. So appreciate your time.
Thanks, Susie. All right, we'll try again. As I said, this is a video from some of our graduates who have been on the program.
the Downer graduate program because it was a great opportunity to learn about the business and different areas of the industry.
I applied for the Downer graduate program because my friend who is currently in the program recommended it to me. She told me about the supportive culture, the vast opportunities for learning and development, including the rotations, and the lovely people over here.
When I applied to the Downer graduate program, I was looking for a position where I could use my process engineering skills outside of the traditional chemical engineering fields and to be able to see different parts of the business outside of that box.
I applied for the Downer graduate program because I wanted the opportunity to rotate between roles on large projects and in a variety of industries.
Uni, you're not really accountable for anything. Whereas in workplace, you're almost accountable for every decision or every engineering decision that you make, and all of it can be traced back to you.
Every day is different, and challenges can come at any time. It even can bring out the potential you might not be aware of.
University, often the lecturers knew what the answers were, and we were just filling in the work. In the workplace, however, we're constantly confronted with problems that we don't know the answers to.
My most exciting project was building a cash reporting template to develop my Excel skills, which is now on track to be used by managers and head office staff.
The most exciting project that I've worked on so far is the predictive maintenance platform that we're developing.
I'm working on the SIF just behind me, and I have lots of opportunities to work with different stakeholders.
What is the culture like at Downer? It's downright amazing. You have people all around you for as much support as you need at the same time, enough space to learn and grow.
Everyone is encouraged to care about their work and its implications. This workplace culture is what I like most about my job, because this perspective allows me to appreciate the importance of the choices that we make.
The culture at Downer is very supportive. They make sure that they give you the challenging task, but at the same time, they don't just let you do it on your own.
I've been given lots of responsibility in the roles I've had here at Downer, which has increased my confidence and ability to work under pressure.
At campus, I never liked programming and I wasn't keen on thermodynamics. But then when I came to Downer, the people who encouraged me to tackle those things, and now I'm more than willing to tackle those things.
I've learned to deal with different situations in a work environment. I also have to work as a team in an intensive project timeframe.
Advice I could give when applying for jobs is to just be yourself. When you're being yourself, you're more confident, you smile more, you're more invested in the stories that you're telling, you're a more engaging speaker.
Your can-do attitude is really important, but what really counts is your quick learning and the problem-solving skill.
My advice to future graduates is to go ahead and apply because you'll get to work in great locations with an amazing team.
Awesome. Hopefully that worked. So I guess before I hand over to Mia to give her her perspective as a current grad, just to give you a high-level overview of our program. Our program is a 2-year program, and throughout the program, there's an expectation that you do a minimum of 2 rotations or a maximum of 4 rotations. And basically that's determined by the work and operation requirements that are needed. We have a lot of development initiatives outside of the program that we engage you all in. We also have a mentoring program as well as a competency framework that we've finally just built and we're starting to put into practice. So there's ample opportunity for you to not only develop yourself with your technical skills, there's also the opportunity to develop your leadership skills as well. And So many people around our business value our graduates. Our graduates quite often get exposure to senior leaders that a lot of other people would never have access to. So we appreciate our graduates and we definitely support them and believe in them to become our future leaders. So Mia, I might hand over to you to give a bit of a perspective about what it's like to actually be a grad. And then after that, we might open it up to questions.
Sounds good, Christy. So I guess I'll tell everyone a little bit about myself first. So I have a background in health and safety. I have a Bachelor of Occupational Health and Safety Science, and I'm currently working in our Road Services division with our National Safety team. I chose the Downer Graduate Program to begin with. I was first introduced to them at one of these careers fairs, and they had a graduate there and they explained everything really well to me, and they seemed like they really enjoyed their position and got to experience a lot of different stuff. And I've definitely felt that where I am, there's a lot of different people, there's a lot of different things going on in Downer. So it's really a good opportunity to explore all the different types of your job that you might want to do, or all the different types of activities that can be done. For me, particularly in a health and safety role, I get to go out into the field to see what we get to do. So I get to watch our crews go out and do paving, asphalting, get to see all the big machinery, how everything works out on the field. And then I also do a lot of office-based work around how we can improve safety and how we can improve reporting and data analytics in that space. So there's really a lot of room to choose what you would like to do, especially when you get to go on different rotations and see different parts of the business. It's really helpful to get a good understanding of what it is that you would like to continue with. I think it is a really good stepping stone between university and a full-on career, because you have the independence to make your own decisions and contribute to the workplace, but you also have that support there, so you don't have to be afraid of making mistakes, because there's always going to be someone to help you if you get stuck on something. Yeah, so that's been my experience. I've really enjoyed it, got a lot of opportunity to do a bunch of different things that I never thought I'd do. And yeah, you just get to learn a lot about different industries, even just working in an office with a bunch of different people because like we explained earlier, Downer does a lot of different things, and you get to meet a lot of different people and different professionals from different industries who have a lot of good advice and knowledge to share with you.
Awesome. Thanks, Mia. Just conscious of our time as well, but just wanted to put it out there if anyone has any questions that they would like us to answer before we...
Well, I can see there's one there from Raj.
Yep.
He's asked about, as Downer has recently been in contract, recently won the contract with Sydney Metro to upgrade a number of the metro stations. So his question is, would applying for any role at Downer, will his previous overseas experience in metro station planning and pedestrian traffic movement be of any help and consideration? I will, as a recruiter, say yes. Absolutely. Anyone that's got any sort of previous experience in this area would definitely be a help, especially if you've now transitioned and you've got this opportunity to work in Australia. This is one of the biggest things. It's we're now seeing a lot of growth in the trains and in all of that infrastructure with rail, and previously we hadn't, and so we do have a shortage, and we are always looking for professionals that can be maintaining but also build those projects. So definitely. Any other questions at all?
Are jobs open to international students as well, the ones who are on their bridging phase to temporary graduate visa?
Yes, we do. Anyone that has a bridging visa, because that's open-ended. The only thing is that we need to make sure that you can work for the 2 years that our grad program is available to overseas students. So the key thing there is to ensure that you have applied for that other visa that allows you to work continuously in Australia, and that bridging visa is open-ended, so that's fine. Next question was about CAD technicians. With CAD, it's quite a small amount. It'd be mainly we do design, but it's mainly that consulting companies that probably do a lot more of that CAD design. But we do use CAD, and yes, there are, in the design space, definitely we can look at graduates in that area. First year civil and infrastructure student, just landed a geotech casual job whilst I study. Any advice on what else I can do whilst I continue my studies to be as attractive as possible for employers? Anything there, Christy, that you want to add?
Just keep getting exposure and experience. Put yourself out there. Start making contact networks, so reaching out to people in the industry, reach out to industries, or find people within organizations where you could see yourself working, because quite often you're only as good as those networks and people you have in your corner. So definitely recommend starting to make those connections.
Excellent. Now we've got Antonia that said, any opportunity for architecture grads? Yes, in our defence team, they are looking for architecture grads, and we're currently recruiting for them at the moment. So yes, we do look at architecture as a discipline. And another one was, do you guys offer an internship program? Yes, we do. It's really more individually, in the actual divisions, they mainly manage those internships. But yes, we do have that as part of Downer. And your next question is, if you have experience, can you bypass the grad program? A lot of the interns that we do have on the internship programs then move on to the grad program, but then you can also then move on to as a junior engineer or a site engineer.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Susie, Christy, and Mia. That was a really insightful session. Thank you for sharing so much about Downer Group with everyone. We do need to move on segment. So thank you so much for joining us. And I'm sure everyone in the chat appreciates you sharing a lot about your program. So thank you.
Thank
no worries.
You guys. Appreciate your time.
And if anyone wants to connect to find out a little bit more, obviously find us on LinkedIn, and we're more than happy to answer any further questions that way.
Thanks, Christy.